What's going on, everybody? We're back with a brand new video here, and what I wanted to get into was last night the the Los Angeles Lakers were defeated by the New York Knicks, 114 to 109. In addition to it being a Lakers game, and so that's obviously going to get its fair share of publicity. This was the night that they raised the banner for winning the in-season exhibition tournament. So I guess that got dampened a little bit by the Lakers losing. But the Lakers losing the game in and of itself is not the subject of this video. It has been how the loss has been reported on and why it's been reported on. And let me give you an example. So, son, we're watching the Monday Night Football game only because we were pitted against each other in our fantasy football league. So we had the game on, and you know how ESPN or whatever, they cut in, you know what I'm saying, on their updates or whatever. And so they had a quick cut in or whatever update highlight piece on the Lakers game. And I think it might have been in the third quarter, maybe. But anyway, all they talked about, LeBron was close to a triple-double. He might have had, he was closing in on it, or he might have already had it, whatever the case was. That was all they talked about on this brief cut-in highlight roll. Now, at that particular time, I think AD had like 25 and 10 or 23 and 10, and I'm not quite sure what Reeves had, but you wouldn't have known that from the highlight. That was all they talked about. So, as I said, the Lakers go on to lose the game. And all you heard about was this triple-double that LeBron James had, which, I mean, hey, it is an accomplishment. It's more common now, and I'm not going to get into all that. But, hey, made it happen. He was kind of hooping. But what has been conveniently left out is the fact that he was not the only one hooping. But they just lost. And so I got sent this article today by a friend of mine. He's like, check this out. It's from Bleacher Report, written by Mr. Tyler Conway. The title of it is Lakers fans demand trade to get LeBron James help after triple-double loss to Knicks. Here's the first few sentences. Fans are once again asking for the Los Angeles Lakers to get LeBron James some help. James finished with 25 points, 11 rebounds, and 11 assists in Monday's 114 to 109 loss to the New York Knicks, but once again saw the team's role players sputter, while Anthony Davis, 32 points and 14 rebounds, they just glossed over that. And Austin Reeves, 20 points and 7 assists, did their part. No other player scored in double figures as the rest of the roster pulled a disappearing act. So I'm sitting here. I was just looking at the shot chart real quick. I mean, to their credit, some of these guys were bad. Cam Reddish was 2 of 9. Taurean Prince was 3 of 13. D'Angelo Russell was 3 of 10, and they think they're going to trade him for Zach LaVine. Rui was 3 of 6, and Jackson Hayes was 1 of 1. Jarrett Vanderbilt didn't take a shot. Christy Lewis and Wood were DMPs, CDs. So yeah, that was kind of the shot distribution. But here's the thing, and then the article concludes with some tweets from some upset Laker fans. That says the Lakers have lost 3 of 4 since winning the in-season tournament, including a 14-point drubbing by the lowly San Antonio Spurs, who had lost at the time, I believe, 19 consecutive games. So yeah, they're now 15-12 and would be the eighth seed if the regular season ended today. So let me just get into this really quick, and I'm going to try not to be too long-winded. And see, here's my issue with this, okay? The whole thing, whenever a LeBron James team is successful or they win, doesn't matter who's on the roster and how they play, it's solely because of how great he is. And see, he's such a phenomenal player. He was able to do X, Y, and Z. He's fantastic. He's awesome. Blah, blah, blah. Now, when LeBron James teams loses, it is always someone else's fault. And you know the story. Oh, he doesn't have any help. He needs more help. The front office needs to make a trade. We need to get rid of this guy. We need to get rid of that guy. He stinks. He stinks. We need to trade for X team's all-star or whatever the case may be. And they're already starting that drum beat right now. And this is crazy. And this is the problem that so many of us have with the media and the Lakers fans. Here's the thing. Because never with any other superstar has there been such a concerted effort to pass the blame off to anyone else when the team loses. I've never seen anything like it. If you and the thing, you can't have it both ways. You can't be, when you win, oh, see, this is why he's the greatest and blah, blah, blah. And this player never did this. And this player never did that. But then when the team loses, see, everybody else is trash and he needs help. If you're the best player, and granted, it's similar to the quarterback in the NFL, in the sense you're going to get a lot of the credit when you win. But where in that case, where the quarterback gets the credit and takes the blame in defeat, it's the total opposite. It's always someone else's fault. And you just don't see that with anybody else. You know, I'm trying to think of somebody. If the Celtics lose in the playoffs, they're not saying, man, why didn't Peyton Pritchard play better? No, they're looking at Tatum and Brown and was like, are y'all really those guys? You know, are you really worth, what is he, the 300 or the 270 or whatever goo gobs of money that Jaylen Brown is getting? Those are the questions that's going to be asked. They're not going to look at the backup power forward and point the barrel of blame at him. It starts with your star players. But, you know, they don't do that. You know, they were doing that and still trying to do it before Giannis and the Bucks won the championship. Is he the guy? Can he win? Blah, blah, blah. Maybe he's not that good. He doesn't shoot threes. You know, they weren't talking about, well, you know, what's up with Brook Lopez? It's his fault that the Bucks lost to Miami. No, they're blaming the best player on the team. But somehow when it comes to LeBron James, all that logic goes out the window and we just blame everybody else. Whether it be the hot dog vendor, security, the guy who waves the players in, the broomsmen who come out and sweep the floor, the coach, the cameraman, anybody else. They're going to try to figure out a way for them to take the consequences of that loss. And I've never seen anything like it, which is why, you know, these sycophants walk around with their chest poked out even in defeat, because they've had over a decade of perfecting their methods of blaming other people. And so it's already going to start, and they've already started it now. So, and here's the thing. I think they play the Bulls next. Let the Bulls win. And Zach LaVine's already not playing, and you know the trade situation going on, or the speculation going on with that. Let them lose that game. All of a sudden, it's going to be, man, we need to make a trade. We need to get Zach LaVine. We need DeMar DeRozan. All of a sudden, it'll become the greatest thing since sliced bread. We need this player. We need that player. Or any player who's a good player on a team and they're having a little bit of a rough patch or whatever. All of a sudden, they start getting thrown in trade talks with the Lakers. And here's the thing that I don't understand. This is the thing about the media. Whenever a team is in that situation, a good player on a bad team, or a team is, like I said, losing or whatever, all of a sudden they get linked to the Lakers. As if these other teams owe it to the Lakers to help them. Like, I don't understand that. Like, it's all any good player, they find out there's trade talks, the Lakers always come up. It's not these teams are the job to help the Lakers win another championship. But when you have a media arm as the media and Clutch Sports, this is what happens. And honestly, it's part of the reason, to be honest, one of many that people are starting to pay less and less attention to the NBA. It's not the only reason, but it is a contributing factor. So you just watch. You just watch and see, especially if they lose. It's really gonna pick up. I can't wait. I am hoping the Bulls win. 'Cause I'm a Bulls fan. But just because I want to see what the talks will be after that. And then I wonder, would it be reversed if, let's say, Anthony Davis balls out, he has like 39 and 17, but they lose. Keep that same energy and say Anthony Davis needs some help. Come on, get this guy some help. He's putting up monster numbers. He can't do it by himself. That's what they say for LeBron, right? But I feel like I have rambled on too long enough, and I've, belabored this point. But we all know, those of us who watch basketball and have more than 15 brain cells in our heads can see what's going on. And it is somewhat exhausting, The LeBron fan is, well, and in saying that, and I don't mean all of them, because there's some reasonable ones, but the extreme ones, they're like the Beyonce fans of the sports world. And I don't say that complimentary. They have infested the Lakers fan base and the overall NBA fan base. They've created an environment to where it's now in vogue. It's acceptable to be disrespectful to other eras and other great players, all to prop up one guy, and it's really sad to see. And I don't know. There's a great segment of us who are almost looking forward to the day when he does retire, and maybe these people will move on, and some sense of saliency will return to sports coverage in terms of basketball. But that's all I've got for now. I've talked longer than I intended to, but let us know what you think. Do you think that the Lakers really need more? Do they need more, quote unquote, help? And if so, who is that help? Or is it just the Knicks are a better team and that's just what it was? So let us know what you think, but we'll be back with more videos real soon. And as always, thanks for spending a few moments with us. And if you'd like to close with, tell the ones that you love them. Peace.